Hello, hello. I am back to help you do this thing called life. Okay, so I know I am early today. Praise God. Wish I had been earlier because ever since early this morning, this message that the Lord wants me to share with you has been in my spirit, and I don't want the day to go out. I wanted to do it as early as I could because I want you to really, I guess, bask in it, meditate on it. And if by chance you see this on some other day, grab it, okay? But this morning I woke up and was getting ready to do my quiet time with God, and I always write the date in my journal, in my notes. I always write the date. And so I started writing. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all, of course I'm praying for y'all. I hope that you're praying for me too. So yeah, I'm writing the date, right? And 03/21/21. And y'all, something starts going all off in my belly. And it wasn't gas or nothing like that. Something starts going off, right? And I'm like, and I start looking, and it's like, okay, 03. And then 21. And I'm like, okay. So the 3, I'm saying, well, I know that's triune. And for some reason, I was thinking like completeness, but I wasn't sure. And then I'm looking at the 21, and I know that's 7 times 3, and 7 is completion. And so I'm going, okay, what is it? What is it? I'm feeling something, but what is it? So, I wrote down 3 is triune, 21 is completion times 3 or times triune, right? So I hope you can follow me. There's so many times I'll have something, I'm like, oh, I hope I can get it across the way I feel it. So stay with me, okay? The very next thing I heard, because I'm seeing all these 3s and 7s, right? This is what I heard. Today, March 21st, 2021, 3/21/21, completes this stage and this phase. 3/21/21 completes this stage and this phase. And so, I wanted to make sure what I was hearing was lining up with what's there, right? So I started looking up the meanings of, like, in biblical terms, what numbers mean. And 3 is harmony, it's wholeness, it's completeness, it is new life. Number 7 means completion. It means perfection, but not perfection in that particular sense. When it applies to humans, perfection is like maturity at that stage. It also means exoneration and healing. And the what's the word? Where I looked it up at. It says that every 7th year, the Israelites canceled all debts and freed their slaves, right? Exoneration, because it says exoneration and healing. So I wanted to make sure again that I fully understood what was being said. To be exonerated means to be absolved from blame for a fault or wrongdoing, especially after due consideration of the case. So to be exonerated is like your slate is wiped clean, basically. You're exonerated, you're forgiven. It's like as if it never happened, okay? So just stay with me, stay with me. So I continued in my quiet time, saw other stuff, wrote other stuff, and then it came back to me again. This 3/21/21. And this time, more than seeing the sevens, I saw threes. And it reminded me, like in multiplication or whatever, in division, and math, let's put it like that. When you start grouping numbers. And so if we were doing the threes, okay, there would be like, there are the 7 threes for 21, 7 threes for 21. So that's 14 threes. And then that 3 for March makes the 15th, right? Just stay with me, y'all. So that's 15 threes. Well, even I knew what I was sensing. And I even said it to my sister, and I said it to my godmom. But just now when I was reading you the definition of 3, what that number means, then it really made sense, right? So we got 7 groups of 3, another 7 groups of 3. So that's 14 threes. It leaves us with 1 3 out there, right? That is that new life. That's that new life. It's like so much completion and stepping into newness. So this is what I heard. Today, March 21st, 2021, ends a stage and a phase of your life. When you wake up tomorrow, when we wake up tomorrow, we will be in a new phase of life. We will be in a new stage of life. Today is sealing some things. It's closing that off. And we are into a new place when we open our eyes tomorrow. If you up after midnight, go on and step into it. Y'all, that thing messed me up. I hope I made it make sense. Oh, watch this a few times if you have to, because I need you to get it right. So I'm sitting there and I'm saying, but, And then it's like, I heard the question, how do you know that you're saved? I'm like, huh? And it's like, how do you know that you're saved? And I'm like, by faith. And he said, it's the same thing for this. I'm knocking stuff down. Same thing for this. Okay. By faith, believe that today is it. Today ends some things. It seals some things off. Today ends a stage and a phase. Tomorrow, step into newness. How does it make sense? Believe it by faith. Believe it by faith. It's already done. It's already done. We're walking this thing out. So let me tell you, the past few days, there have been, you know how there was one day when the Lord was talking about the woman with the issue of blood and said, just leave the house. God's not coming where you are. Not for this. You got to leave that place that you hold so safe. You think you're secure there, but it's becoming a prison. You got to leave it, right? So I know he said that one day. Then it was another day when he said, how long has this been going on? Like, you got to find when this started. How long has this been going on that you've been in this condition, that you've been in this place? And then he said, and how long are you going to let it continue? Okay. So then yesterday, I don't think I'm missing any days. These are the ones that like were adding up to make sense to me. Yesterday, it was where somebody was like, I don't even know what they see in me. And it's like, look, it's on you. There is something on you. And I was encouraging you to just like be who you are, right? I know you can do it. I see ability all over you. God is on this thing. God's all over it. And there's something in that. Just be you. Just be you. Well, this morning, right, I'm hearing that even for myself, that I was facing some fears and I was winning because I stood in who I am. And that's what I'm encouraging you to do. Stand in who you are. Who you are is a winner. And this is the way I wrote it, because this is the way I said I was standing in my meanness. I need you to stand in your you-ness. Be you. You don't have to be anybody else. All you need to do is be you. And I heard Pastor Virgil Bynum, I heard him say a few years ago, like, allow God to express himself through you. Let that be your godness that comes out of you. You're not a duplicate of anybody else. You're not a copy of anybody else. You are an original, right? And in your DNA, in your very being, is something that God wants on the earth. And that is so, like, today's got to seal all that other stuff off. You have to begin to walk in all of you. Just be. Just let it ooze out of you. Just let it exude from your very being. Quit trying to be this or that. Just be. Just relax and be. And then today I saw this person, right? And they were sitting on, I couldn't tell if it was a bench. It was outside. I couldn't tell all the way if it was like a park bench. It looked like a park bench, but it could have been like when people sit on the bench for the buses, like in the city. But it looked more like a park bench, right? And so somebody's sitting there. And it was their turn for whatever was going on. And the people were telling them, like, go ahead, it's your turn. And they kept declaring like that it was not. Like, it's not my turn. And they're saying, yeah, it's your turn. Go ahead. And they're like, it's not my turn. And I mean, they refused to believe that it was their turn. And they got skipped. And the next person stepped in. Y'all, you have prayed and asked God for this thing too long. For you to let fear keep you from stepping. And it's like the very next thing I heard after that scene was just step in that direction. Just step in that direction. God needs you to move. You know in the word how it says, if you draw nigh to God, he'll draw nigh to you. It's just like that lady with the issue of blood leaving her house. Jesus was not coming in there to do it. In order for you to move into this next day thing, right? You got to have the boldness to be you. You can't be locked down and locked in anymore. You have to be bold enough to step out. And when you step out, when you step out, I declare to you, God is going to meet you. But you got to step in that direction. You got to step in that direction. All of creation is waiting on you to move. Every generation that comes after you, everybody in your lineage, everybody in your family, everybody in your community, everybody in your church, everybody on your job, even people who don't know, but the earth. And I believe that's not just this thing around us. We are earth. The earth is waiting on you to step into who you are. Because when you step into who you are, other things click into place. So y'all, I know this has been long. I don't make any apologies. Watch it in pieces or don't watch it at all. I don't mean it ugly, but I'm going to be me. I'm learning. I am going to be me. And it may not be for 99. It just may be for one. Then that's all I want, is that one to get it. That's all I want, is that one to get it. I hope you the one, but if you ain't, it's okay. If you're trying to catch what I'm saying, but it ain't really making sense, watch it again, because I need you to get it. Ask God to come in the gap for whatever I lacked in explaining, and ask him to give you the understanding. Meditate on this word. Believe this word, because March 21st, 2021 is ending some things for you. It is completing some things for you. And by faith, believe that tomorrow begins a new stage and a new phase in your life. This has been One More Minute with Marcy. I'll be back tomorrow with another moment of momentum producing motivation. Until then, stay encouraged. And remember, you gotta flutter before you can fly. But flying is in your future. I love y'all.